call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Modestas Bukauskas takes on Aiemann Cutelaba this Saturday at UFC 315, and I think this is going to be a fun fight. This is a really good matchup between these guys who are very well-rounded, very skilled. I think both of them are very good, so curious to see how this one plays out. It's unfortunate that one of them has to lose, obviously, but you know, it is what it is. That's the name of the game. But both of them coming off of first-round wins by finish. They fought on the same card on February 22nd. Bukauskas got a knockout win over Rafael Sequeira, and Aiemann Cutelaba got a submission win over Ivo Islam. So didn't take, you know, really any damage in those fights. Got him out of there quick. So good to see these guys getting right back in there a few months later. Modestas Bukauskas, this is his second stint in the UFC. Didn't have the best run back in the day, you know, won his debut and then lost 3 straight against Jimmy Crute, Mikhail Olechechek, and Khalil Rountree Jr. Khalil Rountree Jr. had that side kick to the knee that blew out his ACL, which is not cool. I don't think that strike should be legal, honestly. I know it's, you know, it's cage fighting, but I just think it's kind of cheap. Left the organization, went to Cage Warriors, got 2 wins, came back, and is 4-1 since he's been back in the UFC. Looked really good in his last 2 fights, knockout over Sequeira and a submission over Marcin Prochnio. Did get knocked out by Vitor Petrino by Chet Cook in that run, but has looked really good. You know, I picked him to win his last fight against Sequeira, got the first round knockout, just brutalized him on the fence. So was a really good performance, and coming into this one with a lot of momentum. And fought a lot of really good competition in Cage Warriors and in the UFC. So same with Aiemann Cutelaba. Both these guys have a lot of high level experience. But Bukauskas is, you know, he's a very good technical striker with power. He'll switch stances, throws, you know, punches, strikes, kicks to all levels, feints very well. Opened his last fight with Sequeira with like an axe kick, which is just crazy. But has really solid movement with good speed, good power. He's aggressive at times, pushes in hard with, you know, big power combos. And all around very technical striker. He has been shown to be susceptible to leg kicks though, so I'm curious to see if Aiemann takes advantage of that. But he's also a good grappler. He has subs on his record. His last fight against Prochnio, they were going tit for tat on the feet. He was getting hurt a few times, but eventually got the takedown and got the arm triangle choke over him. He's very big for the weight class, 6'3" with a 78-inch reach, so he's going to be 2 inches taller and have a 3-inch reach advantage, which I think is going to be huge in this fight against Aiemann. And he has a 71% takedown defense, so Aieman's going to have to, you know, handle the size and skill when he's trying to get this one to the mat. Has a good chin as of late. He did get rocked by Prochnio. It was like they were like chest to chest, and Prochnio was hurt, and he lands a left high kick flush to the chin of Bukauskas and hurts him. And then I think he got hurt at the beginning of round 3 as well, but was able to survive, rally, and get the sub over Prochnio. Was KO'd by Jimmy Crute back in the day and recently by Vitor Petrino, as well as a guy on the regional scene who was like 5-11 at the time and now 7-18. So not a great look. You know, his chin, you could say, is suspect, but I think it got tested in the Prochnio fight, and you know the Vitor Petrino check hook that he landed on was just picture perfect. So we can agree to disagree on Bukauskas' chin, but we'll definitely find out in this fight because Aiemann Cutelaba is an absolute dog. Kind of a 50-50 record in the UFC, but when you look at who he's fighting really high-level guys. You know, he fought Ankalaev twice, Dustin Jacoby, Khalil Rountree, Glover Teixeira, Jared Cannonier, Misha Serkinov, Kennedy Nzechukwu, Felipe Lins, who's very underrated and coming off of 2 wins. So, you know, he's got good kicks, good front kicks to the body, powerful punches, sometimes more of a brawler, but he's always dangerous, always brings it. Kind of wades in with punches into the pocket, rushes at times, leaves himself open to counters. Not the most technical, but he absolutely brings it. But in his last few fights, he seems to be more patient, has kind of toned down the aggression and been a little bit more measured in his approach. And, you know, we've seen that pay dividends with his win over Ivan Arslan and Ivo Aslan. So definitely a killer to be killed guy, though. He's going to go out there and get after it. Grappling, he comes from a Sambo background. He will shoot takedowns. Has pretty good takedowns, 52% takedown accuracy, so he's getting more than 50% of his attempts at grappling. So can push a high pace, super tough. Had his leg kind of beaten up by Felipe Lins, and was still able to push forward and push through it. And I think that's going to be something that Bukauskas takes advantage of in this fight. But This is an evens fight, and I think it's even on odds too. I got to go with Bukauskas. I think he's going to be able to defend the takedowns. He's going to have the reach advantage, the size advantage. I think he's going to have the power and speed advantage. I think he'll manage the distance well, kind of pick his shots at range, land the better combos, defend the takedowns, just all around be better wherever this fight goes. And I think he'll be able to piece up Ion, who just kind of wings punches at times. He can be hit, he can be countered. And I think that's what Bukauskas is going to be looking for. I think he'll be the better striker in this. I think his footwork will be hard for Ion to find him on the feet with his strikes, but also with his takedowns. He's not going to let him just kind of bully him around the cage, and if he tries, he's going to realize that he's kind of the smaller man in there. Ion's kind of an undersized 205er, honestly. I think he could drop to 185, but if it does go to the ground, I think Bukauskas can handle himself there. He's got a few submission wins. He's got like a 71% takedown defense ratio. We saw Ion kind of struggle against Ivan Arslan in the third round. And Arslan's primarily a striker, so I just think Bukauskas is just going to be a little bit more composed, a little bit more polished, and I think if he can stay safe and protect his chin, I think he can win this one on the feet. Even if it goes to the ground, like I said, I think he'll be fine there. So I think he can put away Ion Cutelaba, honestly, because he can be hurt. He has been knocked out as well. If you look through his record, you know, he got knocked out by Kennedy and Nzechukwu, Ankalaev twice. I guess one of them technically he was playing possum and it was an early stoppage, but you can argue that his chin is suspect as well. And with the reach advantage, the size advantage, and honestly the technique advantage on the feet, I think Bukauskas can get him out of there before the fight ends by knockout. Thanks.